Morning, YouTube. Quick one for you this morning. Always start with that. And it was based on a number of comments that I had on a couple of posts to do with Donald Trump. So, yeah, over the last couple of days, there have been comments, and of course, they're expected, and it's fine. You know, I'm not going to be deleting comments that, unless they're obviously seriously like sort of threatening or something, that's completely different. But anyone with a point of view, yeah, just hop on board and comment. That's not a problem. I literally do not mind. So, this is what I wanted to say. So, I watched. I already said a couple of days ago that on you, not on YouTube, on like Facebook, I watched my friend list go down after I put a post up about, yay, Trump's win, so I watched my friend list go down. But I also watched my subscribers go down, and I haven't got very many, but on here, for the same reason, by putting that post up. So this is why, and people saying, yeah, not everyone. I mean, literally, the majority have just been awesome. Majority of comments have just been the best. But then there's a minority that are like, yeah, of course they're going to unfriend you. Why would anyone want to be friends with you when you support Trump, right? Stuff like that. So this is what I was thinking, and it's important, right? It's important for a reason. I have always voted left. I was brought up in a family in England on a council estate, working class, absolutely poor as it's possible to be, and my parents voted Labour. And all through my life, up to and into my 40s, I voted Labour. And then it got to a point where I was so far left that I was voting for the Socialist Party here in England, and that was where my vote was. And I, that had the Guardian newspaper delivered every day, and I watched news that was kind of like leaned towards the left, and everything that I was ingesting in terms of information was left-wing views, right? And if something came up on the telly and it was like, I don't know, let's say something like Katie Hopkins or something, let's say something like that, I wouldn't even get two seconds in, and I'd be like, oh, off, and then switch over to something else, right? So a couple of years ago, well, actually, say probably about 5 years ago, I don't know, I just thought, well, why don't I at least have a look at what is it that the right is saying? What are their policies, right? So stuff started coming up in my algorithm on YouTube, and it was Ben Shapiro, Katie Hopkins, Matt Walsh, Megyn Kelly, and so on. And I was just thinking, okay, I'll put myself through the pain of listening to this. So I think the first one actually might have been Brett Cooper in the comment section, and I started watching Brett Cooper and then just listening, thinking, go on then, let's see what you've got. Let's see what crazy you've got to say. And then just listening, thinking, right, well, yeah, so that made sense, but whatever. Next, and then it would be like the next day, it would be like Ben Shapiro, and I'd be like, yeah, but what? And then Matt Walsh, and it'd be like, yeah, but I bet. Oh, right, okay, okay, and it just went on and on and on and on. Right. The reason I mention this is because my views over the last 5 years have gone from far left to not even centre, to a point of just not voting. So there wasn't, I wouldn't even say there was a point where I was centre, because what is centre? It's like Margaret Thatcher said, you sit in the middle of the road, so that's where you get hit. It was just almost like an opting out for a bit, opting out of politics, to have a think about what is it that I think, and why am I? Why are my views that of my parents? Because I actually think that's all they are. They're just the views of my parents. They don't sit well with me. They just don't sit well with me anymore. And then over the last couple of years, my views then have just literally, they just kept moving further and further with this pendulum to, but this is what's making sense. The only people making sense are right-wing thinkers. That's where the absolute sense is. It's just like, when you suddenly wake up and it's like, what have I been doing? So what I'm trying to say is, when somebody unfriends you, or whatever, subscribers, who cares? What I'm saying is, if you decide to go, I'm not going to listen to your point of view, so therefore I'll either unfriend or unsubscribe, I don't want to hear it, fingers in ears, blah blah blah. Well, how on earth then do you think that somebody got me from the far left to the right just by me not unfriending or anyone or refusing to listen to somebody else's point of view. Just listening to someone else's point of view and realizing that that is exactly where I sit, not on based on anything other than observation, ingestion of information, processing of that information, and what felt right for me. So it's not about agreeing with, I actually agree with that person because I like that person. It's not about that. It's about, I mean, it might even be people I don't like, but you know what? I just completely understand what they're saying. And so if you can weigh that objectively while obviously making a kind of a subjective decision, you'll get to your own truth. And so, yeah, that's what I was trying to say in that previous message about saying, no, we're going to unfriend you. And it's quite right that all your left wing friends unfriended you. Okay, well, how much influence do you think they'll have on me going forward? Apart from zero, because they're not talking to me. So, hope that makes sense.